Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the reluctantnabi back again. And remember, on this channel, I said we was going to discuss the who, what, when, where, and the why when it comes to and in reference to the exodus of the Afro man from the United States of, as they say, United Snakes, or Babylon, the Matrix, or the plantation. Take your pick. No matter how you slice it, it's not good. It's not looking good, and it really has not been a safe haven for the Afro men when it comes to relationship and when it comes to a place for us to raise our offspring, our seed, our children. So this is so bad that the treachery that befalls the Afro man in the United States has spread worldwide, and in the West it is starting to be realized how this war on men in the Western world by the women, all right, is so bad that especially the ABW, they are openly discussing how to delete Afro men, and they are marching and having protests in order to delete babies in the belly. All right, so let's look at the far-reaching tentacles that is expressed around the world by these women. All right, so let me greet everybody real quick. Guten Hadu Buddha, Ola Oitadabain, Vasas Los, Bonjour mes amis, Kedu, Bawani, Konnichiwa. Hold on. Kedu, Bawani, Konnichiwa. Nia Niama, Sani Bonani, Jambo Habaragani, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, Kumusta, Ka, Kumusta Pokayo, and Talafalava Soy Fur. Alright. Now, this is becoming a global thing where the world is starting to recognize the righteousness of the Afro men that have enough wisdom to leave these people alone. All right, so let's get rolling. But first, let's get these thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. All right, thumbs up, very important, especially for this new channel. And I want to hear your comments and ideas and what you think about what's going on in the description box. I mean, not the description box, in the comment section. All right, and look in the description box for other links and stuff outside of my PayPal and Cash App, so that you will have the references of where I come from. Remember, all this is important. You need to understand why you must get out, why the passport is becoming so important. And remember, before you donate, although we need it, we can use the help in what we do. Before you donate, just remember you take care of yourself and family first. All right, so now let's get this breakdown. All right, so let's break this down real quick, right? And I want you to read that as you listen to this brother. This is from a book that women wrote, and this is the mantra of the so-called ABW in America when it comes to the Afro man. And there's no forgiveness for this. You just don't. This is why I say they're not even worth talking to, being around. If it's not an immediate family member, the conversation time is over. There's no way to fix this.
All over the world, women have declared war on men. Husbands, fathers, and all men in between. But why? Equality. Feminism has convinced women that to become equal to a man, you must first become the worst kind of man. A disrespectful, domineering, and disagreeable human that seeks to destroy anyone who opposes him. A dictator. Throughout world history, there have been evil men. Vindictive men. Men who have ruled with an iron fist to get anything that they want. Modern women have been convinced that 1, they don't need a man, and 2, to even the playing field, they must become the most evil and vindictive human possible.
Now, keep in mind, this is coming from a woman.
So back in 2008, a book was written by an anonymous woman by the name of Angela Confidential called How to Destroy a Man Now. In this book, she details how women should use accusations and the judicial system in their favor. So, I recently spoke on this book. How to Destroy a Man's Reputation and remove him from power for misconduct.
Now, remember the Me Too movement? This is what the Me Too movement was all about. Many of those accusations were false, but the men were destroyed anyway because they also promoted a psyops job, propaganda that you should believe all women, especially throughout history, biblical history, and since the beginning of the world, that not only do they lie the most, but their lies are the most serious, statistically speaking.
This handbook by Dr. Angela Confidential tells you how. In How to Destroy a Man, business psychologist Angela Confidential empowers women with a step-by-step guide for ruining a man's reputation and removing him from positions of power. In easy-to-understand terms, the handbook reveals and explains the fundamental dynamics between allegations, the media, and authority as they relate to male misconduct.
All right, now understand this, and this is why I say the media and the government are in on it, because if they destroy the men and take all his resources, guess what the women will do with that? They'll make all these corporations much richer because they don't save, they don't care about the children, they spend and primarily on themselves. Today's society, it also unveils the details, practical real-world methods for leveraging allegations, media, and authorities to dethrone a man. Angela Confidential has a doctorate in psychology and is an accomplished consultant and human resource professional. She brings a valuable blend of expertise, experience, and practical advice in the area of social science, thinking and behavior, and allegations of male misconduct in the workplace and other contexts. Understand this. This is coming from a behavioral psychologist. And this is why I don't trust that industry either. All right, this is why I keep telling brothers, stop going to women when they have an issue who are behavioral health specialists. All right, and remember the other psychologist that was skewing all that hate towards the men, and given that 92% of her clientele were men, all right, that went on TikTok. Keep that in mind. All right, this is why the leaving these people alone is the best therapy. Understand, taking yourself out of that situation, getting passports, going to another country, or leaving them alone in the U.S., period. Think about this, brothers. Time and time again, these women ran around talking about they're angry. But angry at what? These are situations that were made by their own hands. All right, they decided in the 70s to throw men away and tell their children they don't need no man. And they decided to raise these children with the mentality that we're going to take for it from the government. And now they're angry that the men they threw away don't want them. right? And I'm saying F that, F them, all right? This has been the most toxic time in our history and in this history of our potential seeds and our seeds, all right? And this is an expression that says that there is no more help. The damage is too great, and they have worn themselves out, both spiritually, physically, and mentally, to the point where they are no good for good men. Let the men that trash them keep them. Now, since they are in the minority, and they didn't choose the top 10 men, the higher earners, what they did was they chose the bottom of the barrel as far as earners, but the image was that thug thizzleness. The image that they're of their girlfriends, like, ooh, he's so dangerous. All right? The taming of the beast thing. So, no, we don't stand for that anymore. They need to take their children and go back to whomever the father is, and that's who they need to reconcile with. But the other men who are free and clear, who've been trying to do the right thing their whole life and just got called lame and all the rest of that stuff, no. Passport and be out. It's something that we should not have to put up with, and these women are put in every part of the government. I want you to understand, they have been given position in every part of the government, and they have used that position not to help the community alone, not to help our children, but they have used it to march for the destruction of our children in the belly through abortion, and to persecute the Afro men. All right, gleefully and joyfully. Okay, we had a Supreme Court judge, I want you to understand, that said that would not sit there and define who a woman was, what a woman is. The Supreme Court judge said, I can't say because I am not a biologist, but I thought she was a woman. All right, look at how they throw nature out the window for a position. This is a totally lost and effed up society when you have a Supreme Court judge that will not define a woman for a position. It is really that bad. All right, there is no kind of help. There is nothing that can be done. All right, it is time to save yourself, Afro men. Save yourself, black man. All right, the gig is up for the country that decided that everybody was going to persecute the Afro man. All right, and the same people that said we will persecute the Afro man are now upset that we are leaving. No, the jig is up. All right, and for the brothers that can't leave, the wall of silence is the next best step. It is better to not deal with them at all. Remember, your president or somebody's president allowed a bunch of women to come across the border, and you have a bunch that have traditional values. So let that be a thing. All right, I leave you with this. All right.
Never feel sorry for them. I repeat, never feel sorry for them. They are adults and not children, and adults must take consequences. They must understand accountability. They have become so egotistical and so emboldened in their hunt for masculinity that they do not understand consequences. They will write books on how to destroy men. They will take these men to court, and they will cheer that responsible men want to be fathers to children that aren't even theirs.
Yes,
They
they
will
will.
openly give a child to a man that they know is not his. Do not cry for them, do not engage with them, and do not give them sympathy. This is a war they declared, but us as men will not be defeated.
And there you have it. All right, that's what's really going on, brothers. And this started with women that had an art with their Caucasian man, but the B-Dub all over the world decided that they were going to trash their men because out of deifying the Caucasian woman and the Caucasian man, you could tell by the weave and everything that they all wear, it's not for them. It's out of worship for wanting the Caucasian woman's position, right? And out of all of that, all right, they decided to destroy their family, community, and children. You can see that statistically. All right, so if you want to have a family, it's best to go find women who are fighting on your behalf and fighting to have traditional values remain with them. And you will find that only outside of the United States. You will find some unicorns and rubies inside the United States, but let's be honest, how many of them do you think will be corrupted by the system of the United States? The bottom line is, when we say that they must hit that wall alone, if we want to preserve the ability to recreate a good community, and if we want children that will be born alive, all right, then there is no other option. There is no good option inside the United States, really. Because it is too much risk because of the laws and because of the culture. So they made that bed, let them hit that wall by themselves. Brothers, it's better to get passports and leave or wait for the women to come across the border from South America or wherever and date them. But for us, especially, the worst choice statistically for us to make in a woman in the United States as Afro men is to marry a BW. And that's a statistical truth. If you look at the divorce rates, the highest divorce rate is between a black woman and a black man, and keep in mind that she's the one that initiates divorce. 80% if she don't have a degree, 90% if she does. Okay? That's too much of a risk. All right? You're better off with any other woman when it comes to the divorce rate than a black woman. All right? So, this is no cap. Go look at the divorce rate statistics. All right? So, let them hit the wall. They made that bed. They took the side of the oppressor. And so they must live with the choices that they made. It's time for us to get the passports and roll out. With that said, I'm out.